Greetings everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is SliversFX or Mike, and one of the most requested videos for quite some time now has been an overview on one of the best RPG games ever made. And it's not what makes this a great game to play even in today's standards, it's what we encounter inside of it that can hold up even against modern day titles. If we dive into what makes any game good, we can conclude that where there's an interactive world, an immersive feeling of your surroundings, and most of all, a great story, then I'm sure most of you will agree that games like The Witcher, which already has its 4th installment on the way, the Elder Scrolls series with Oblivion and Skyrim being its most successful, Dragon Age or even Fallout are all fantastic games. But before all of these, there was another. The alpha of all open world games we know today that was way ahead of its time back in 2001, but it wasn't promoted enough to have a big impact. Godic's idea started in Germany by a group of 4 developers already in the year 1997 who founded a company called Piranha Bytes, owned by a publisher known as Phenomedia. The game's story begins with the player being thrown into an open prison sealed by a magical barrier created by a group of magicians on the king's order.
Welcome to the colony.
The colony is a place for convicts who dig magical ore for the king, who's fighting a war against the orcs on the mainland. He provides them with goods and luxury in exchange. As the amount of prisoners grew, they rallied against the guards entrusted with protecting the Valley of Mines and took over control. They've established their own rules, and since you're just a base weakling at the start of the game, you have to be very cautious how you talk to people.
Where do you think you're going?
To the camp.
You ain't come to make trouble, have you?
Sure. I plan to take on the whole camp.
Hey, this guy's funny. I don't like funny guys. Try that again.
The idea of the game is to destroy the barrier and escape. I could go on and talk about the story further, but I'd rather focus on the features this game series provides. This also includes Gothic 2, which is the continuation of the original game. Both games have a similar start where you begin with absolutely nothing and you have to find weapons just to defend yourself, so you're basically in a position where no help is provided for you. There's a choice of joining 3 different clans or guilds, with each having its strengths and weaknesses, and it will depend on what class you'll become. It's definitely worth exploring the world and then deciding which you'll join, as it's one of the most important choices you'll make in the game. By completing quests and killing monsters, you level up and get learning points. And with those, you need to acquire different attributes throughout the game to improve your fighting style or magic power.
I found the runestone.
You did it? You followed the signs and discovered the hidden portal?
And I defeated all those monsters who had already marked me down as a snack.
You'll have to talk to specific NPCs to learn these abilities, not just by opening the game menu and adding them. They're also not limited to skills only of your class. For example, you can use spell scrolls as a mercenary, or use a bow as a mage. The story is divided into 6 chapters in either of the games, and it defines the progress that's visible on the player, not just with stats, but also by the gear you're equipped with. And at the start, you'll have a hard time with enemies, but that gets easier with time as the world around you stays the same. You can interact with different objects in the world, same as the NPCs you see around you. Picking up different items in the game, such as herbs, will give you accessibility to make potions. Extracting meat from animals will aid you if you get hurt in battle. Skinning them will provide you with money. You can create your own weapons at the blacksmith if you so wish, and the list keeps on going. The game also has a day and night cycle, and you'll need to use torches to get around and see better. You can sleep to change the time of the day you're in, and heal up that way. It also impacts the NPCs, since in the day they'll go about their business, and in the evening they'll either be sleeping or enjoying their time in the tavern or brothel. It's also the best time to plunder their houses. The world is accessible almost everywhere, as free climbing, jumping, and even ascending ladders is a thing in the game. And since Gothic has a vertical axis, swimming and diving is also available. In both games, you'll need to acquire a map, either through a quest or buying it directly. The map itself is very unique, as it doesn't have any specific signs on where things are, just an eerie indication of certain objects and an arrow to see where you are as a player. Animals and monsters are usually killed once they reach 0 health points, but with NPCs it's a little bit different. They do have a down state where you can still choose to either let them get back up and live or finish them off on the spot.
Die, murderer!
Certain areas, like in the city, will react if you start a fight and choose to kill someone. They'll do their best to do you in as well and take your gold and weapons if it comes to it, with a cheesy line to go with it. Questing is not always straightforward. The game never really tells you where to go. You have to go search and explore that yourself, but just with a quest log and a map to guide yourself with, it will take you hours to complete the game on the first try. NPCs you get quests from will either treat you as a total pushover, or they'll actually ask for help themselves. The way you talk to them is entirely up to you, as you can turn their quest down, make fun of them, or even humiliate them in various ways.
What should I do?
You must find Raven and prevent him from desecrating the Temple of Adanos.
You mean I should kill him?
If that is the only way to stop him, then in Adanos' name, yes. On your way, collect all the ancient relics and inscriptions of the builders you can find and bring them to us. We must know more about these people and their demise. Only when we see through Raven's plans can we thwart them. Furthermore, you must find a way to free the slaves.
Is that all? I could do that left-handed.
I know.
It's a living, breathing world where everyone has a problem because they're either too lazy or too weak to do it themselves. And that really is the fun part of Gothic, the free will to do almost anything in its one-of-a-kind ambience. Some people might say the base games have outdated graphics and won't work on your newer operating systems. That's why both of them have the system packs that help the games run on modern machines. And if you're still not satisfied with them, there are plenty of mods out there that enhance the world around you, as you've seen in this video. The one I'm using is of Russian origin called the Returning mod, and you can check the installation guide of it in my channel. The link is in the description, as it's the ongoing playthrough of the game. It's 2022, and it's been 20 years since the release of the original game. Is it still worth checking out? Most certainly, and not just because of the base game everyone's talking about, but also because of the ever-growing community that comes with it, and the mods that keep on coming. So dude, go try it for yourself and tell me what you think of this Piranha Bytes masterpiece that they came up with. Give it a thumbs up if you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.